Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's talk about another easy problem on Leetcode today. Count prefix and suffix pairs 1, Leetcode 3042. In this problem, we are given a zero index string array words. Let's define a boolean function isPrefix and suffix that takes two strings, string 1 and string 2, and returns true if string 1 is both a prefix and suffix of string 2 and false otherwise. A prefix of a string is a substring that starts from the beginning of the string and extends to any point within it. Similarly, a suffix of a string is a substring that begins at any point in the string and extends to its end. For example, isPrefix and suffix for ABA and ABABA is true because ABA is prefix of string ABABA as it is present at the beginning of the string ABABA. And similarly, it is also the suffix as it is also present at the end of the string ababa. But isPrefix and suffix method returns false if the strings are abc and abcd, because we can see that abc is prefix of abcd, but it is not the suffix of abcd. So that's why we will return false. And for this problem, in the end, we will return an integer denoting the number of index pairs I, j such that I is less than j, and isPrefix and suffix function return true when it takes in the words at ith and jth index. That is, we have to count how many of the strings are prefix and suffix of the strings on the right of it, because I is less than j, right? Then in example 1, for the word at index 0, that is a, we can see that a is prefix and suffix of aba because aba starts and ends with a. Similarly, aba and aa. Similarly, we can see that word aba is prefix and suffix of word aba, but not of string a, right? Then we can see that aba is not prefix and suffix of a, and finally a is the last word, so it does not have any word on the right of it. So our total number of word pairs where the word on the left is prefix and suffix of the word on the right are 4. So we will return 4 as our answer. Now in terms of solution, one of the naive approach can be what we did in the example walkthrough. That is, we run a nested loop and iterate through every possible pair I, j where I is less than j. That is, I ranges from 0 to n-2 and j ranges from I plus 1 to n-1. And then we check if word at ith index, that is word on the left, is both a prefix and suffix of word j, that is the word on the right, using the isPrefix and suffix function. And how can we write that? We can just pass in two strings to isPrefix and suffix, say string 1 and string 2, like described in the problem, and check if string 2 starts and ends with string 1. If that is the case, then we will return true, and we will count and return number of such valid pairs. The time complexity of this approach is O of n square into L, where n is number of words and L is average length of those words. Because of nested loops, the time complexity becomes O of n square, and each starts with and ends with check takes O of m time, where m is the length of the prefix and suffix, which is proportional to the average length of words in the words array. So because of this, the overall time complexity becomes O of n square L. And the space complexity of this approach will be O of 1, as we are using some variables here and there. And given the constraints of this problem are small, this solution will be accepted as well. So let's quickly jump into the code as well. First, let's define answer initially equal to 0, which will keep count of valid pairs. Now we will start the nested loops. The outer loop using iterator I runs through each word in the words array, and the inner loop using iterator j starts from next word, ensuring I is less than j. And then we will check if the word at ith index is both a prefix and suffix of word at jth index using the helper function isPrefix and suffix, which we will write shortly. And if the condition is true, we will increment our answer counter by 1. And once we are done with both the loops, we will return our answer. And now let's define isPrefix and suffix function, which takes two strings, string 1 and string 2, and returns true if string 2 starts with string 1 and string 2 ends with string 1, and false otherwise. Now let's submit this code. Awesome. And now the question is, how can we do better? And since the words prefix and suffix are mentioned here, we can use data structures like prefix tree or try, and even suffix tree might be useful here. However, I haven't given proper introduction to try on this channel yet, So I will cover that soon. And after that, I will try to make a follow-up video on this problem. Count prefix and suffix pairs 2, which is marked as hard due to larger constraints. But it is fundamentally the same problem. So that's all for this video. I hope this video was useful to you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss an update. Your support helps me create more content like this. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.